And when you take it in that context that Kevin Love is likely leaving, it makes the signing of Danny Green a little bit maybe even a little bit more important, just because that's a guy who's been on 3 different championship teams. He talked yesterday before the game why he chose the Cavs.
We had some good discussions before, a couple of years ago actually, and this was before we knew how good they could be. They actually have grown since then, and I won't say we kept in touch, but I've always been watching them and what they've been doing, and their atmosphere, their culture seems to be really great, and they're doing some good things. So they had another opportunity to make it happen, and they were the most interested, which made it seem like it was a good fit, good spot for me, and a team that really wanted me and needed me. So, and I had a good opportunity to probably get some minutes on the floor with a team that's going to be in the playoffs. That was a big emphasis for me during that time. So these are one of the teams that fit that category, and they haven't let me down yet. So it's still early, but it's a great fit so far. The culture's great. They have it's a good group of kids, winning attitude, winning atmosphere.
And Chris, you were there during that availability. I know you wrote an article about it. Take us through Danny Green just coming back, how it came together.
Well, it's interesting because he had other options. Boston was interested. The Los Angeles Lakers, where he won his 3rd NBA championship, they were interested. The Phoenix Suns, playing alongside Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, they were interested as well. But the way that Danny said it is that, in 2021, when he was a free agent and his contract was up with the Philadelphia 76ers, the Cavs reached out. And the Cavs were at a different point at that time, obviously, Dave. They were, 22 wins. They weren't really thought to be this team on the rise or anything along those lines. Darius hadn't become an all-star yet. Evan Mobley hadn't even gotten here yet. So the Cavs reached out to Danny at that point in time and said, hey, we're interested. Are you interested? And he said, no, I'm going to stay in Philadelphia. I'm going to try and chase a championship and compete for playoffs. And here we are 2 years later. Danny becomes available because of the buyout situation, the relationship that he still has with members of this organization, including members of the front office, the prime decision makers. I think that played into it. And he sees an opportunity here. I'm not sure that I see the same one that he does, but he sees an opportunity to be a part of a team that can compete for the playoffs, and he believes he's going to have a role for a team that is going to compete for the playoffs. And the only thing that I keep going back to, and we've talked about this a lot, Dave, the top 8-9 guys in this rotation are set, unless JB Bickerstaff feels like there is reason to change that based on how a guy is playing. And that's the problem that Kevin Love ran into. Like, JB likes to play 8 or 9. That's what he's most comfortable doing. The 5 are set. It's Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Everybody knows that. Then the next 4 are set too. Dean Wade, Ricky Rubio, Karis LeVert, and then Jetty Osman is kind of like the swing guy who's going to bounce between him and Lamar Stevens and Raul Neto, and now Danny Green as well. So I think the path for Danny getting consistent playing time with the Cavs is Karis losing a little bit of minutes, Jetty Osman losing a little bit of minutes, and maybe even Isaac Okoro losing some minutes. But it's not an easy path for him to get consistent playing time. And I think based on having conversations with Danny yesterday, he has an understanding of that, which I think is very important.